Welcome to the Power in Motion podcast, the show for women who want to develop a kinder relationship with their body so you can feel healthy, happy, and confident without restricting food, doing torturous exercise, or constantly worrying about the number on the scale. I'm your host, Kim Hagel, size-inclusive fitness specialist and certified non-diet health and life coach specializing in body image. This podcast is here to provide weight-neutral, health at every size aligned information and coaching on sustainable habits and mindset shifts so you can feel your very best in the body you have right now. Let's lace up our runners and go for a walk while we chat. Well, hello, friends, and welcome back to the Joyful Movement Show. I'm recording this episode in real time, so it's March 20th, 2023, and we've been on a little recording hiatus, as you know, since the start of the year, and I hope you've been enjoying getting reacquainted with the 10 principles of joyful movement. I did want to let you know that season 2 is dropping on April 3rd, so 2 weeks from today, I'm going to have 8 fresh new episodes that are coming out, and the theme of season 2 is all about simplifying wellness. Because let's face it, diet culture is super confusing. I mean, one day they're telling us that fruit is bad for us, there's too much sugar in it. The next day they're telling us to take a juice cleanse. I mean, somebody will tell you that you should lift weights because it's good for your bone density. And then someone else will tell you not to lift too much because it'll make you bulky. It's so hard to know what to do, what is right, which just leaves us feeling so overwhelmed, and like health or wellness is this golden ring that is just a little bit out of reach and feels like it's just unattainable, right? That the rules are just so hard to follow. We can't possibly get it right. We just can't grasp this golden ring. So, what I want season 2 to be about is to really show you that it's not that hard, that feeling great in and about your body is simple once you cut through all that noise and relearn how to trust your intuition. So, like I say, that's the theme of season 2, which starts in 2 weeks, but I have a special bonus episode to share with you today along the same theme. And I'm releasing it now because it is time sensitive. So today's episode is a panel discussion with myself and 6 of my non-diet coach colleagues. And we're going to share with you about a free event that we have going on right now that I know you're going to want to be a part of. The 75 Intuitive Challenge officially starts April 3rd, but you can join the community now. A little bit about it. It's a free 75-day event where 12 coaches are going to help you to create consistent, healthy habits, body confidence, and a whole lot of self-compassion. The 75 Intuitive is all about simplifying wellness and helping you build trust in yourself to make good decisions. Each week's going to have a theme, and one of the 12 coaches will be speaking to you on that theme and even offering you live coaching. Some of the themes have to do with eating, meal planning. Of course, I'll be talking about movement. Someone's coming to talk about intuitive drinking. There's lots more, and all of that is going to be shared here in the episode, so I won't give away all the good stuff here in the intro, but I do hope to see you inside the challenge group. There's already over 200 people inside the community, so it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what we create together. So the link is in the show notes, as well as all of the social links for the people in this panel interview. So how about we just dive right in?
Hello, everyone. My name is Ardell Vio, and I am an intuitive eating and body image coach. A little about my background. I started in the weight loss industry working for a weight loss center for many years. I then transitioned into holistic nutrition, where I essentially replaced my obsession with weight with an obsession around health. And realizing that neither of those approaches were working for me, I decided to pivot hard in my business and in my personal life. And that is where I really started to heal my relationship with food and body. I am now an intuitive eating coach and body image coach for women who resonate with perfectionism and want to break free from that and break free from the world of dieting so they can intuitively embrace health and wellness. My name is Randy Cox, and I am a body confidence coach as well as an intuitive eating coach. And my story kind of starts very similar to Ardell's. I was part of a weight loss program and ended up working for them for like 10 years and saw on such a big scale how the diet industry was failing everybody. And everybody was internalizing this and thinking it was their own fault. And I was like, I don't really want to be a part of this anymore. And then I ended up getting pregnant, and I made a vow that my daughter would never step foot in a meeting room or a weight loss group. And I was like, if it's okay for her, why am I still doing this to myself? So I stopped dieting, but really had no clue where to turn or what to do, and found intuitive eating and health at every size and have really embraced it. And now am coaching women to just like stop waiting and start living and finding and creating confidence in their current body.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Williams Stone. I am a perimenopause health coach who uses a non diet approach to your relationship with food, body image, and also hormones. My personal relationship with healing with food started with my own disordered eating in my 20s. And so that's when I really experienced body neutrality and a neutral approach to food. But my perimenopause symptoms in my early 40s really threw me. I had uterine fibroids and extreme iron deficiency. And so my perimenopause symptoms were very extreme at a younger age, and I was dismissed by many doctors. And so that has brought me to this passion of helping women in their 40s to approach their health without the diet culture BS that is so prevalent for women in perimenopause, because body changes are natural when your hormones change, and women need to know that. So I help women in their relationship with food, body image, and hormones in this really tender time of life.
Hi, my name is Denise, and I am from Food and Nutrition. And my story starts way back when I was about 24 and I started getting unwell. And my story with dieting was really involved in health and healthism. And during my journey, one day I realized that a diet had been rebranded into wellness, and found myself knee deep in wellness until I noticed that it was actually creating more problems than it was actually solving for me. I was struggling with psoriasis, struggling with IBS and hypothyroid. I was overwhelmed, exhausted, and trying to perfectly eat to cure and bring my body back to normality. I studied nutritional therapy, and along that journey was applauded for all the perfectionism I was tending towards. I went then and I became a life coach and found my way to intuitive eating. When one day I realized that things had to change in my life. And what was keeping me stuck was I had zero confidence in myself. I felt really crap about me. I had long inbuilt self-esteem issues. And it was at that moment and those days that I decided I was going to start looking after me from the inside out. So I work with women who feel like they should wait until their kids are grown up. They should wait until their body looks better. They should wait until actually there's no weight in them anymore. I work with those women who just want to get started. Today is the best day to start in your journey for you from the inside out. And my new mantra in the last couple of weeks is stop the fight with food and start living the life that you want. There's so much fun waiting for you.
Hey there, I'm Kim Hagel. I am a size inclusive personal trainer and a body image coach. And as I'm listening to all of you, I realize, and I'm sure the listeners too, like we're so similar. None of us are alone in this journey. My story started in my 30s when I found fitness. I had never been an athletic person. In fact, I was the kid who was cut from all the sports teams and was picked on for being slow and clumsy. And in my 30s, I started working with a personal trainer. And for the first time in my life, I felt so strong and capable in my body. And it was amazing. But what happened was what started out as a very healthy habit very quickly turned into an obsession. I started receiving a lot of validation and praise for my athletic abilities and for the body changes that I was experiencing. And that really fed my ego, having had the history that I did. So it started down a really disordered path with both eating and exercise. Fast forward a few years, so I could continue to work as a personal trainer under diet culture for several years until I had my 4th baby and my life changed in a big way, and I could no longer keep up the level of perfection that I thought was required to work in the fitness industry. I had been told that your body is your business card, and when my body changed, I felt like I no longer fit. So I left the fitness industry for a couple of years, and found the non-diet approach, kinda stumbled upon it and started to heal my own relationship with exercise and food and my body image. But it took me a few years to return to fitness because I still kind of thought, well, I don't belong there. But it was in healing my own relationship with exercise and disconnecting movement from weight loss that I started to realize just how many people are being left behind by the toxic fitful messaging that it's all about shaping and toning and burning calories. And in doing that, we're leaving people behind and they're missing out on all the other amazing benefits of movement for your physical, mental, and emotional health. So that's what I do now. I help women feel better in and about their bodies through movement coaching and body image coaching.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Page, and my story started really young, as it did for most of us, I think. I don't remember a time when I had a normal relationship to food or my body. It became really heightened during the pandemic when a lot of things in my life felt out of control. And now I see that I was trying to seek a sense of control in having a really strict diet and really rigid exercise routine, a lot of which I thought was healthy, really influenced by wellness culture. I thought that all of these things that were actually very disordered were promoting wellness. And I came across a podcast that helped me realize how disordered my behavior actually was, and found myself in this mentorship program where I met all of you with Stephanie, our coach and mentor. And in the process, I started to see how my relationship to food and my body paralleled a lot of other parts of my life, like especially my relationship in my marriage, um, my relationship to money, to my career. And I started to see how it seeped into all these other parts of our life. So what I do now is help women who struggle with perfectionism and people pleasing and codependency to feel more confident in their bodies and their choices.
Hey everyone, I am Sabrina Rogers, otherwise known as the emotional eating therapist. I am a counselor in Iowa, also provide services in Virginia and South Dakota, and also a coach. And I help women, whether you have full blown eating disorders or just disordered eating, because there is a difference. Sometimes they can overlap, sometimes they don't. But I help you let go of that. And as with all of these ladies, I have found the intuitive eating, the health at every size approach kind of through accident of doing my own healing along the way. And, the entire gamut of healthism and training for a bodybuilding competition to binging and overeating, and then finally figuring out that sweet spot in the middle where I can really have whatever I want whenever I want. And I don't have to feel physically unwell about that or mentally or emotionally unwell about it either.
So if you resonate with any of our stories, you're definitely going to love what we have for you. As we already said in the intro, we have a really exciting event coming up where we decided to take all of our professional expertise and our personal stories and create a 75 intuitive transformative program for you. So it's 75 days. And what we're going to do within these 75 days is to help you really challenge a lot of the narrative that we find in our health and wellness industry, the nutrition industry, and the diet industry, where we're going to help you bring a lot of nuances to the definition of health for yourself. It's going to help you engage with your health and well being habits in a very relaxed environment. So this is no pressure. It's very different than any type of challenge or program that you've done before. We named it the 75 Intuitive Challenge, but call it challenge-ish, because what we really want you to understand is that the whole concept of this is to see that engaging with health doesn't have to be hard. It can be very, very easy. And with that, you'll create sustainable habits for yourselves that will target mental health, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And really, what we're doing within these habits that we're recommending and the advice that we're going to provide you in the coaching over the 75 days is to build on the pillars of consistency, confidence, and compassion. It's going to be all hosted in a Facebook group because we wanted to bring in some sense of community. Like Kim had already said, you're not alone. This is definitely the community aspect will really help you if you're feeling like you're kind of going against the grain. When all your friends are doing some type of diet, especially when we're leading up into the springtime, right? Getting those like, quote, summer bodies ready. You're going to want to lean on those that have similar stories. And so we wanted to capitalize on the community aspect. The door to the Facebook group officially open March 15th, and then the challenge-ish begins April 1st and is going to run until June 14th. And we're going to give you some more details, but yeah, with 75 Intuitive, it probably sounds like another challenge. And Randy, why don't you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So, like Ashley mentioned earlier, all of us come from the same mentorship and have the same coach. Shout out to Stephanie Dodge. And we are here because of her. And we were in a mentorship course and just talking and chatting about how people felt like failures at their diet and other 75 challenges, where if you missed a day or you didn't check off the right boxes or you didn't follow the rules exactly to the T, which were not meant for you, you failed. And we were just having a discussion about how we were seeing this failure in a lot of our people we knew and previous clients we'd had. And we were sick of it, really. And so we got together and decided we needed to come up with a challenge-ish that challenges that mindset. And so that's what we're doing here. It's an intuitive challenge, and there are no check boxes. There's no rules to follow there. It's really about learning how to trust yourself instead of trusting a set of rules. And when we follow those set of rules and we check the boxes, really what you're doing is we're taking our power away and we're giving all our confidence and power and our consistency to these little check boxes. So with this 75 Intuitive, we're going to help you get that back, and you're going to feel more empowered and create those consistent habits, confidence, and compassion for yourself.
So you might be wondering how this 75 Intuitive challenge-ish is different than other things you've seen out there. So I want to just be clear about what you can expect from us. First of all, there are no food rules in this group, but there is going to be support and guidance around your relationship with food. That's exactly what we support people with. There's no mandatory twice a day workouts or posting before and after pictures, all of that typical Fitspo diet culture stuff that you probably have seen in other groups. When we talk about our thinking and our approach, there's no perfectionism or all or nothing thinking. There's no mental toughness required to do this challenge. So it's a really different tone and intention than you've probably received in other communities. So we're really excited to bring this to you. So here's what our intentions are with this 75 Intuitive Challenge is we want to help you connect to your body. We want to help you regain and build awareness of your body's natural hunger and fullness cues. You were born an intuitive eater. You can find that intuitive eater inside of you again, and we are experts in helping you find that intuitive eater. You're going to learn how to trust yourself around food and exercise or movement again. That way, motivation comes from inside of you. You don't have to rely on a checkbox or the dread of hitting an I failed button if you don't do that second workout for the day. You're going to be able to pursue your health goals on your terms. So all bodies are welcome, abilities, wherever you are starting from. I want you to know that you're welcome in this group. And you're going to be able to pursue your own individual health goals on your terms with self-compassion and a supportive community. You're going to learn how to create confidence that is unconditional, no matter what the number on the scale says. And ultimately, our theme is about consistency, confidence, and compassion. So I hope that you'll join us. You are going to be joining a group of non-diet practitioners that have a range of expertise and focus. So I'd love to hand it over to Denise to talk a little bit about who's going to be leading this group.
I believe, and I know the group here believes, that probably the beauty of this is the 12 stories that you've heard. Honest, raw, and real. And everyone that you're going to work with over the challenge that we're presenting to you is going to have different skills. They're going to have different approaches. We've all learned from the same mentor, but how we interact with our learning and our clients is what we're going to bring to you, our experience. And each one of you are going to get the benefit of being able to tap into this level of expertise and this level of skill that you won't resonate with everything, but you will have such a variety of people that there will be someone in here for you. So keep listening, keep watching, because at some point you'll connect with that person that's right for you. So just even to mention who's going to be on board, we've got intuitive eating nutrition counselors, we've got life and mindset coaches, all centered around intuitive eating. We've got a mental health counselor, we've got a perimenopause health coach, weight neutral fitness coach. We've got a food behavior nutritionist, someone who is going to help you with those behaviors that are getting you stuck, keeping you doing the same old thing and wishing it was different. And we've got an intuitive drinking coach. So there is so much variety and diversity in here that it will be hard for you not to get something. It'll be hard for you not to get so much. But even if you take away one small thing, that would be enough to set you on your journey. So we're going to incorporate mindset coaching versus the conventional way of most health programs, which are often at the behavioral level. We're going to start way up further. We're going to start with your thoughts. So our thoughts create our feelings, and we take actions based on what we feel. We go really deep into addressing those thoughts and feelings in this 75 intuitive group to help you create that consistency, compassion, and sustainable habits that we all know you really want. Those are the things that we wanted. We wanted to be able to do it in the longest term. So intention is so important. And the 75 hard guidelines aren't all bad. In fact, some of those habits you might do in this group, but the intention, the why behind it is what creates the consistency, and your why, not just doing something over and over again because someone else told you. You'll understand it from the inside out. So an example of this would be workouts twice a day for 75 days can be really, really hard on your body. And as someone who supports women in their hormonal cycles, and as someone who experiences hormonal cycles, there are times that in the month you don't want to do the 2 workouts, and actually they're not good for your body. They're more harmful. So this is about you becoming the person who can recognize and who can see this happening within yourself, that this is an action that is becoming harmful for me, and I need to step out, because if I stay going, I may enter into injury or fatigue, and my life is very different to everyone else's. So people wonder why they hate their exercise, and they wonder why they may have no motivation. A challenge like this is going to really help you set the motivation for what works in your world. And again, coming from your reason, your intention.
I'll just share a little bit about why we decided to run this challenge. As Randy was saying at the beginning, we had a conversation a few months back in our own mastermind group talking about all these people who are participating in the challenge that you've heard us reference, the 75 hard. And how it's leaving people feeling like just so confused and ultimately like a failure. Having to comply with something so strict and having to hit that I failed button if you miss even one step, one day of the program really messes with people's self-esteem. And I think a lot of people are joining this challenge because they think that it's going to be the thing that will help them become resilient in life, that it'll help them develop that mental toughness. But then when they have to hit the I failed button, that goes crumbling down and they start to feel even more down about themselves, which is really unfortunate. So, what we want to do is show people how eating and movement and just taking care of yourself doesn't have to be so hard. It can be, and it is simple. We know that there is so much conflicting information out there about what is the right and wrong way to eat and exercise. And it's only getting people more and more confused and only back where they started and feeling frustrated with themselves because nothing seems to work in the long term. And the unfortunate part of all this is people are blaming themselves for it. And I think the missing piece here is well, we don't realize, or most people don't realize, is that the vast majority of programs and challenges and plans like this fail upwards of 90 or 95%. And I think people know that diets don't work. I think that's common knowledge. But where this challenge and others are so sneaky is that it's being marketed as not a diet. So people expect that it should work and it's different, and that if they just have enough willpower and follow the rules, that it should work this time. But what we really want people to understand is it's all just fancy marketing for dieting, and it is designed to fail. Anytime that you're being told what you should eat or that there are good and bad foods or how you should move, while they might be marketing it as a lifestyle, it really is taking you away from your own personal autonomy, and it's just a diet in disguise. Um, so you really shouldn't have to rely on mental strength to be healthy in life, right? You have so much wisdom inside your own body. And that's what we're going to help you connect with is to reconnect to your hunger, your fullness, your satisfaction, and even your internal cravings for movement so that you can figure out how to or refigure out how to be the boss of your own body and chase health on your terms without needing some guru to tell you how to do it. So, our challenge is going to take place over 75 days, and I'd love to hand it over to Ashley to tell you what that's going to look like.
Yeah. So over the 75 days, we have 12 coaches that are hosting this challenge ish. And each of us is going to take a theme for our week. So we have one coach sharing how to connect with hunger and fullness and meal planning in a non diet way. Then we have the power of finding satisfaction in eating. We have a coach who's going to teach on confidence, another on how to handle holidays with intuitive eating. Then we'll do perfectionism with health habits, emotional eating and when to use other tools, motivation for movement, making peace with food with perimenopause, trusting your body with chronic illness and experiencing pain, drinking intuitively, wellness without obsession. And for each of those themes, we're going to have a masterclass taught on the Monday of that week, where we'll dig into what the problem looks like and why we're misunderstanding what the problem actually is and how to go about finding a different solution. And then throughout the week, that coach will share reflection questions and journal prompts to keep you on track with what it was they taught in their class on Monday. And come Friday, there will be an open coaching call where you'll receive guidance on whatever your sticking points are.
You may be listening to this and wondering if this 75 intuitive challenge ish is right for you. Or you might be listening to this and be like, heck yeah, sign me up for that. Give me all the details, Sabrina. Just come on. If you're questioning if this is something that I want to do or should do, is this for me? Let me tell you a little bit about that. So we designed this challenge ish For anyone who has been victimized by the 75 Hard program and left it feeling like you're a problem because you lack willpower or because you're not perfect enough. This is also really great for anybody who's interested in intuitive eating, but maybe is only aware of the term. You haven't read the book, you haven't been formally introduced to it, but you're like, hey, that sounds really cool. I would really love to ditch diets. I'd really love to just eat whatever I want whenever. This is a great introduction to what intuitive eating is. So, the details, all of the investment. What's the cost to participate? Great news. It's 100% free. Free. There's no charge. The 12 of us are coming together to offer this to you, no strings attached. We're so excited to share this information and coaching with the public because we want to help combat the diet culture and all of the quote lifestyle changes. So we're just going to give of our time and help you make that transition. This is a community of amazing people, and I hope that we will see you in the group. Before I segue into that, not only are we giving away our time and our coaching over 75 days, each one of us, coaches and providers within the group, has a fun freebie that we're going to be giving away every week. So not only are you going to get wonderful information on intuitive eating, on ditching diets, being more intuitive, but you also get a couple little bonuses. And there will be more information on how to win those freebies or participate within the group. So let me tell you how you can sign up and get all of that good information. I will put a link in the show notes with all of the information. If you need it, it's going to be right there waiting for you, as well as all of our information so that you can find each one of us. If you are getting stuck on any of that information, can't find it, send an email to whoever you have heard this podcast or gotten this information from, because we will hook you up. You can also search, if you're on Facebook, search for the group 75 Intuitive Challenge. You'll request to join. There's a couple of questions just to make sure that you know what you're getting into and we know who's coming in, so it's a safe space. And then one of us lovely admins will approve you to join. We'll send you a welcome message. Yeah, so we just really look forward to seeing you within the Facebook group and really just tackling diet culture and finding what works for you. So thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for tuning into the Power in Motion podcast today. If you love what you're learning here, then I invite you to take the next step of embodying these concepts into your own life so that you can live your healthiest, happiest life and never again feel held back by your body. Coaching is the fastest, most efficient pathway to taking what you know in your head to actually applying it and seeing results. Whether you're looking to make changes around movement, food, body image, or all three, I'm here to help you nurture a kind, respectful, and trusting relationship with your body so you can feel your very best. Click the link in the show notes to book a free consultation, and together we'll uncover what's getting in the way of you having the results you want. You'll leave this call knowing exactly what you need to work on, and together we'll explore whether one of my coaching offers is a good fit for you. I can't wait to meet you.